Hi, my name is Craig Gordon. I represent the N.E.A.D Foundation. That stands for Nutrition and Exercise versus Addiction and Disease. Today I'd like to hit you with some pretty interesting, pretty heavy signs that I've made. So, if you don't own your body, Lucifer will. How about that? How about maybe your decision-making process and your capacity to think deep, clear thoughts is challenged and compromised by poor diet, poor quality beverage, and lack of exercise? Just a thought. You might want to think about it. How about we prevent addiction, alcoholism, and crime by investing in nutrition education? There's a new one. They're polar opposites, nutrition and exercise versus addiction and disease. Here we go again. That's not so hard to understand, but the public seems to have a really difficult time getting it through their heads that these things matter. Their food choice and beverage choices matter on a daily basis. So let's get serious about that by getting healthy. Food giants don't care about you and I and our kids. So we should be voting with our dollars. We use our dollars. We vote with our dollars. We vote with our feet. We have freedom of choice. So let's choose healthier food and choose healthier ingredients and make food from scratch. Then we know what's in it. Then we know it's good for us. Then we save money and get much more quality, usable nutrition than when you buy fast food or restaurant food. Your choice. Salt corrodes cars. What do you think it does to your body? So salt we need in small amounts, but typically in processed food and restaurant and fast food, it's loaded with salt. I came back from a road trip 2 summers ago and I had edema in both of my ankles for the first time in my life. I'm like, what happened? So I went and swam 2 miles 3 days in a row, cut the salt, never had it since, gone. So it was the road food, and then I got it out of my system with lots of exercise, and bingo, gone. So artificial sweeteners offer a false promise. They frequently actually cause us to gain weight and invite cancer because we don't know what those artificial sweeteners are doing. And then our palate gets used to looking for sugar. Then our body knows we didn't get it, and we're trying to fool Mother Nature, and that never has worked too well. So artificial sweeteners, I believe, are worse than sugar. So be very careful what you eat. Read the labels. If it has stuff on there that you can't enunciate or identify, might not be a good idea. Alcohol consumption worldwide is actually driving 200 different kinds of diseases, or is involved in 200 different kinds of diseases. Do you think that could be costing America $500 billion, maybe a full $1 trillion a year? Absolutely. Do we need those resources for all sorts of other things that are falling apart in America? Our roads, our schools, our prisons, the judicial system, hiring so many cops you can't even imagine. And then we have to take care of them. Then the military and the vets, and we need more money for them. When if we just went a lot easier on alcohol, the world would be a far better place. This is an interesting one. I believe the female body is 5 times more sensitive than a man's body. Why do I say that? Well, between a mechanism that actually is capable of having children, then a smaller body weight, and a more sensitive biochemistry, you bet it's a lot more complicated, and they need to take much better care of themselves, and we need to protect them and help them understand this. So this is really a message from me to women to educate other women, and it's a big deal. So some reverence for God's gift, which is the female human body, and how well it functions and all the things that it can do. It's pretty amazing. So considering our vast resources and infrastructure in America, we wind up being 27th in healthcare and education. How could that possibly be? Well, let's see. If America as a whole is so focused on junk food and sugar, and then alcohol and drugs, and everything in between, rather than health, nutrition, and exercise, which probably doesn't even represent 10% of the public that are truly serious and dedicated to that. I'm probably being generous. How do we expect to compete on a worldwide stage economically, educational-wise, and look at the money we waste on preventable sickness and disease? It is way off the chart, and we're going to be bankrupt. So we all need to take personal responsibility and get serious about what we do and how we do it and our health, and be participations. Be involved and focused on health. N.E.A.D is involved and focused on solutions to a long list of complicated problems with a simple answer. If we can manage to, as family by family, and community by community, and neighborhood by neighborhood, begin to focus on health, we can solve enormous, very expensive problems with simple and inexpensive solutions. So, again, health is the deal. Invest in health. Make sure you get the exercise. Try to make better food choices. Be more interested in food prep. And make eating a family affair instead of anything but. Eliminate the obvious insults. Keep your ingredients simple. And rededicate yourself to cooking and hydration and family activities. Thank you very much. My name's Craig Gordon. I represent nutrition and exercise versus alcohol and drugs, alcohol addiction and disease, N.E.A.D USA.org. Thank you, and take care of your bodies.